And it is a shame that this building will be torn down and a new one built directly across the street just from the atmosphere alone of coming here. Andy Van Hellemond works his second game in the finals.
And Andy Van Hellemond working in the finals for the 16th straight season.
Swede Knox and Ray Scapinella will be the two linesmen. Don Koharski, the backup tonight. Tom Barrasso, the starting goaltender for the Pittsburgh Penguins.
What a 15-5 and a 2.71 goals against average. He now has the top save percentage in the NHL in the playoffs, .911. Eddie Belfour, record of 12-4, 2.36 goals against average.
And the puck drop. Mario Lemieux out here with Kevin Stevens and Rick Tocchet, and the Penguins steer it up towards the Hawks line. Brent Sutter will take command of the biscuit. He's out here with Stefan Matteau and Dirk Graham. And the Hawks' Chris Chelios comes up. Stevens will belt him, and off the puck he goes, and it's on to the Penguin line. And Roberts avoids a check by Dirk Graham. Here's Stevens up into the Chicago end, trying to get to the loose puck. Chelios lost his stick, but the Hawks steer it to center, and it's Dirk Graham. Right back into the Penguins end, and Rick Tocchet steers it up. Here's Lemieux with Stevens open on the left wing. We'll give it to him, back to Mario. Left wing circle, shoots it right on Belfour, the save. As Lemieux let the shot go from the left wing circle. And cleared away off the boards and back up into Penguin real estate. And the Hawks are called for icing here in the first minute of play. Here's Busquets defensively. Roenick's line out here with Larmer and Jocelyn Lemieux for the Chicago Blackhawks, and they spin it to the Penguins in. Barrasso will leave it, but Paul Stanley is heavily hit. Here to the near side, picked up by Sean McEachran, tries to clear it out. Marchment gets the puck, swinging in between the circles. Now Ronnie Francis drops it right back to center. Rod Busquets will put it down the boards, intercepted by Ulf Samuelsson. He gives it right to Rod Busquets, the former Penn, and he drills it in behind the Pittsburgh goal. Stan defensively works it up the wood, and it caroms back into the Chicago ice. I think Robbie Brown could have played that puck, and they ruled that he could have, so there'll be no icing. Robbie, the former Penguin, also leaving the puck for Brian Marchment. Marchment's pass on to center, intercepted by Jimmy Pack. And to Shell Samuelsson, the Penguins whack it right back into the Chicago net area. Eddie Belfour leaves it near side. Jaromir Jagr, Maloney, and Trottier the trio. Jagr with a shot. He shoots and scores from the right wing circle. And the Penguins take a 1-0 lead. Oh, scratch my back with a hacksaw. What a vicious wrist shot by Jaromir Jagr. And the Penguins take an early 1-0 lead here in Chicago.
First goal for Jagr in the series since that tremendous goal he scored in the third period of game one. He just circled off the boards. Troy Loney made a beeline down the boards to pop the puck loose. Jagr picked it up, walked out, and snapped it over the stick glove of Eddie Belfour. Jagr does not pull the trigger that often with a wrist shot in that situation, but he had a lot of net to work with, and he put it in off the far post.
And Chelios will pair up here now with Igor Kravchuk. Kravchuk will work the right point. Kravchuk shoots it right down low. A good save. Rebound. Barrasso stopped it right in front on Steve Larmer. Larmer had a chance on the rebound right in front, but he couldn't get it by Barrasso. And Yuri Hrdina will shoot it in behind the Chicago net. Pittsburgh leading 1-0. That's the same score they won by here in game three. Stan up the right side, shoots it towards a goal. Blocked off a skate. And the Hawks will take it in counterattack. Long shot by Larmer. Avoids Tom Barrasso in the Penguin net. It slams off the glass to the near side. On the carom, Hrdina looks for the puck. Paul Samuelsson over there putting some pressure on one of the Hawks, trying to keep him pinned in the corner. That's Larmer. And still fighting for the puck will be the Penguins, and they get it out back to center ice. Into Chicago territory, and Chelios coming back to play the puck. On to center ice, and it's grabbed now by Roenick. Roenick back on the ice surface, gets the puck to Chelios, and Chelios turns around, avoiding a check by Kevin Stevens, and on to Stefan Matteau. Right wing pass. There's Graham into the Penguins. Here comes to the backhander stop. Rebound score. Dirk Graham got his own rebound back. And the Chicago Blackhawks have tied the game at 1. I'll tell you, that was dangerously close to being an offside play there. But the Hawks get the tying goal. Dirk Graham finally gets one by Barrasso here in Chicago, and the Hawks have tied the game.
Barrasso stopped the first shot. The rebound came out and hit a skate or something, went right back into the net. I'd like to see that one again. Matteau, the man who made the play to him. Graham appeared to be way in
I'm telling
the
you,
offensive zone when he got it. Barrasso made the save. He got his own rebound and put it in. Good play by Graham, but he looked like he was 10 feet over the blue line when that puck was sent over the line by Matteau.
Well, I wish we had a different angle at it, but I do not believe, I just don't think he was onside. Here's Lemieux now, and Tocchet teamed up. Lemieux to the right side of Kevin Stevens, cuts around in on Busquets. Backhander, he shoots and scores. Kevin Stevens gets it right back. Oh, look out, Loretta. The Penguins have taken the lead, 2-1. Lemieux to Stevens, and the Penguins answer that goal, coming right back to cash in at 6:33, 12 seconds after Graham had scored.
And this off Mike Keenan's lips, Dominic. And here comes Dominik Hasek, the Czechoslovakian goaltender. Lemieux pushed it over, a little saucer pass to Stevens. He cut in on the backhand. Belfour was lunging for that puck again with a stick. And right through the 5-hole. He did not play that one at all. Belfour looking as if he's fighting the puck again. And that'll be all for him, at least for now. Keenan has been known to play musical goaltenders and send his goalies back in after pulling him in situations like this.
Now, Dirk Graham's goal for the Blackhawks, his 5th of the playoffs, 2nd of the series. At 6:21, Mateau assisting. That was at 6:21, and a dozen seconds later, Kevin Stevens notches his 13th of the playoffs. Mario Lemieux has 1 assist. Chelios also assisting on that goal by Graham.
For years, Hasek was considered the best goaltender in Europe.
He has appeared in 2 playoff games this year. 0-1 with a 2.31 goals against average. And this young guy is going to come on for the Blackhawks.
He plays that butterfly style also, and he'll also put that stick flush to the ice, lay it down across his pads to block shots between the legs. And the style is similar to Eddie Belfour's in that regard.
Hasek was an 11th round draft choice of the Blackhawks back in 1983 when it wasn't real fashionable to draft people. Now in front, here's Graham tying the game as he got open in front. And Dirk Graham gets his 2nd, and we're off and running again. We're tied at 2. Do you believe this? 3 goals in less than a minute. Dirk Graham gets his 2nd and his 6th of the playoffs, and it is 2-2.
The Hawks were looking
30 seconds, 3 goals.
Mike Keenan thought that his team would be able to play a little looser here tonight and generate more offense. That was a good pass off the boards to Graham, and all he had to do was one time and into the net.
I'll tell you, the guy that's putting things up on the scoreboard doesn't even have time to punch him into the computer. They're coming so fast. Chelios sliding the puck over to Graham, and the Hawks have made it 2-2. Well, here we go. The left point, Igor Kravchuk swinging over the right side. And the Penguins in, and Samuelson will bounce it up ice back into the Chicago zone, and Hasek will play the puck for the first time tonight. The Chicago goaltender dumps it back to center. Roenick runs into Paul Stanton. Penguins and Hawks tied at 2 here in the first period. On to the right wing of the Penguins in. Noonan shoots one, and that'll miss the Penguin net. Third off the near boards, and Igor Kravchuk put it behind the net. Samuelson knocked down one of the Hawks. It was Brian Noonan. Chicago's going to get a power play. And the Hawks have a man advantage. Samuelson will be penalized. An interference call. Larmer off the right side. And it's off his stick and right to Mario Lemieux. And Lemieux comes up, and he'll flip it up to center ice. On the move, Larry Murphy has it to the Chicago line. And Murphy's hit from behind by Chelios. A penalty coming up again. Chelios elbowed him. What's going on with Chelios? And Larry Murphy. Chelios just flattening from behind with an elbow. Blindsided him.
Goodness knocked him out cold. He's out cold, I think.
Give me a break. You're on a power play. I mean, he wasn't after him according to Chelios in the last game, but this is, I mean, you're on a power play.
Oh.
We're tied at 2 here in the first period. And Larmer and Noonan out here. In a moment, Samuelson will come on. The Penguins peel back into their own end, and let's see if he joins the play here, trying to headman the puck to Jagr to Lemieux. Lemieux after the Chicago in, trying to center it back to Jagr. He is hit on the play. The pass broken up, but Jagr takes over with the puck, going behind the net, around to Lemieux. Man open right point as Ronnie Francis goes to it. Off Samuelson left side. He's open, has the puck. Will he shoot it? Trying to swing it in deep to Kevin Stevens. He's taken out of the play neatly, and the Hawks trying to get it out, and they have it, and Brian Noonan shoots it away. The Penguins at 20% on the power play against Chicago here in this series so far.
Scotty Bowman said today that they worked on some things to try to get the power play going. He wasn't happy with the way it had been going.
3 out of 15, and this is the 16th chance. And Lemieux into the Chicago end, pulls back, good drop pass to Murphy, a slap shot, never got to the net. Now it's free in front. Score, Lemieux! He gives the Penguins a lead. Off Hasek, and Lemieux drills it home on the rebound, and the Penguins have a 3-2 lead. Oh, she wants to sell my monkey. Mario Lemieux after the shot by Larry Murphy, and the Pens score a power play goal, and Chelios has to take that long walk or skate from the penalty box to the bench.
Well, Lemieux had the puck on the right wing boards. He threw it Back to the point to Murphy, who drilled it to the net. It got through off Hasek. Hasek down on his back, and Lemieux patiently lifted that puck with a backhand up over Hasek and into the net to give the Penguins the lead again.
The Penguins come up with it. Ronnie Francis with Jagr and Trottier at the moment. They dish it off to Jagr, who has scored here in this first period. Jaromir dancing with that puck around Larmer. Goes against Kravchuk, got around him, goes behind the net now, trying to ward off the checks. Feed it over with the pass to Samuelson, too far. And it goes right through traffic all the way to the Penguins' ear. Samuelson will lead it up to Trottier, back to the Chicago zone. He comes in and puts a backhander on. That's stopped by Dominic Hasek, the Chicago goaltender, with his glove down, and he makes the save. And play his whistle down. We'll get a face-off in the Chicago zone. Chelios and Trottier now having a pretty good discussion.
Well, when Samuelson got the puck in his own end, he looked up, and Jagr was starting to wheel again at center ice, looking down that right wing. And Samuelson went to Trottier. He kind of took Chelios with him, Jagr did, and Samuelson was able to find Trottier right up the middle. This was before that, when Jagr went in on the rush on the right wing and went around the net, took Kravchuk with him. Had a couple of Hawks chasing him, as well as Larmer, but when he finally did dish it off, it was into no man's land. Trottier got that chance because of a good pass by Samuelson, and Jagr's just getting attention from guys even when he doesn't have the puck.
And I'll tell you who got some attention that time after it was all done was Chris Chelios, because Brian Trottier, who can agitate as well as any of them, got over right in his face. And they started going. Then Loney came over and said something to him, and Stevens came over and said something to Chris Chelios. So they're aware of what's going on. And Trottier is the type of guy that will rattle you pretty good with the words. And here in the near side of the Chicago end, Chelios hung in there, and he was barking back at Trottier. And Roberts going to get it in the Penguin zone. Swing it around to the far side. Stevens looks for it. Noonan put a good check into him to force him off the puck, and it goes back behind the net. Murphy lost in a pretty good play by Justin Lemieux, but he can't beat Barrasso. Oh, an excellent play by Lemieux of the Hawks. But a front shot score, a hat trick for Dirk Graham. We're tied at 3. Pretty pass out of the corner, and Dirk Graham right on the doorstep bangs it home as the Hats come on the ice here. And we've got a 3-3 game in the first period.
Well, the Hawks said today that they wanted to get more plays side to side, making traffic in front of Tom Barrasso and also getting him to move from one post to the other. Plays going back and forth, and boy, they've been able to do that. Graham has been able to hammer a couple of shots in from right on the doorstep with passes coming through that goal mouth area. He's had easy pickings wide open off to the side of the net against Barrasso. Noonan with a good play. Lemieux went after him, but not quickly enough, and Graham was wide open behind the defenseman Larry Murphy.
So Dirk Graham gets the hat trick here in the first period of the Chicago Blackhawks and tied the game at 3. And they have just littered the entire ice surface here at Chicago with hats for the hat trick. And the goal at 16-18, and so the Hawks have tied it.
And mind you, I think that's not the proper call anyway. Even if he had one skate in the crease behind the goalie like that, I don't think that's in any way interfering with the goaltender's job. And watch Graham come out, being very careful as to where he is on that goal crease. His left skate is in there when he gets the puck. Theoretically, that is a penalty, or would have been early in the year. Kirk Muller got a penalty called against him in a game against the Penguins early in the season in Montreal for doing just that.
Well, if it's good at the start of the year, it should be good now, too. Graham, the former North Star, getting his 7th playoff goal and a hat trick. I'm not sure if he's ever had one in the Stanley Cup playoffs, but if he hadn't, he's picked up one now. And here comes Lemieux with the Penguins, looking right wing to Rick Tocchet. Tocchet comes in, he'll shoulder Marchment, the puck behind the net. Stevens has a shooter right to Hasek. He'll make the save on Kevin Stevens. Now the near side, Lemieux reaches in. Can he get to it? Dirk Graham gets the puck. And Tocchet's after him, and spinning Chelios around is Kevin Stevens. And the Hawks get it, and they clear it up in the air, and it bounces back to Penguin real estate. Larry Murphy being chased by Dirk Graham. Stevens of Pittsburgh finds Tocchet. Ripping to the right wing side, but Lemieux is not there, and Kravchuk hauls it in for the Chicago Blackhawks. Giving the puck to Brent Sutter. Brian Marchment of Chicago took it from him, but he lost it. Now Lemieux takes over, going to Tocchet. Look ahead, Stevens behind the defense, walks in, got a chance, shoots, oh, he missed the net. He had Hasek down, but he couldn't find the cage. I don't know if Hasek got a stick on that shot by Stevens or not. It just appeared that he shot it over the crossbar. Samuelson of Pittsburgh on the play to Lemieux. Down the right wing, 2-on-1 with Tocchet. Lemieux comes in. Tocchet goes to the net. He's right in front. His backhander, but sticked away by goaltender Hasek as he got that stick out, able to stick it away. Now the right point. Murphy of the Penguins looks in front, and Lemieux can't take the pass. Chelios after him, and Chelios hits him with a shoulder. Back behind the goal. Tocchet is pulled down by Brent Sutter, and play goes on. Brent Sutter got hit in the face, and he got cut as they went down. Here come the Hawks and Igor Kravchuk. Back to the Penguins in, and he shoots it wide of the net, and the Penguins pick it up, and the game opens up right now. Jimmy packed to Sean McEachran. McEachran to the right side. A little different style here against the Hawks, and McEachran shoots it. The save made. Off the left wing boards. Phil Bourque of the Penguins lost it. Here's a 3-on-2 with Chicago. They get 3-on-3. McEachran got back. Roenick into the Penguins in. Left side. Turns, looking, passing to Goulet. And Goulet can't shoot it. The Penguins go the other way. Ronnie Francis looking to McEachran. McEachran on the right side, but Francis carries it in, and he shoots it right to the side of the net. Hasek will make the stop, and now Francis is hit by Rod Buskus and knocks him down. Roenick shouldered by Phil Bourque. Play goes on. McEachran up the left side. Roenick knocked down Bourque, put back in front of the net, and that's knocked aside. Michel Goulet on to Jeremy Roenick. Scoot to the near side of the Penguins, and a Goulet, and his slap shot partially blocked. Here from the near wing, Jagr picks it up. We're in an old-fashioned shootout right now in game 4. Here's Bourque, left side, comes down. His shot blocked. Jagr's after it. And picking up the puck will be Jeremy Roenick. Jagr knocked down. He and Smith collide as they both go down. And Roenick's going to put it into the Penguins in. The Penguins stamp it there, and here they come in the counterattack again. Loney right side, Chicago in, shoots it. Hasek the save and the rebound. Cleared up to Dirk Graham, who scored all 3 Chicago goals in the first period. 1:07 left. They clear it deep into the Penguins in. Jocelyn Lemieux trying to beat Murphy to the puck. And Murphy will get it up ahead now to Trottier. A bursting Jagr comes back 1-on-1 against Kravchuk. Into the zone. Left to Loney on the left side. Now to Jagr again, the Penguin winger. Off to Murphy between the circles. Going to Trottier, right wing side. Shoots it. It was wide. All around the left boards. It's picked up by Dirk Graham and a breaking Jocelyn Lemieux. Into the Penguins in. Trying to beat Trottier. Shoots with a backhander. That save is made. And the pinch. Trottier clears it into the crowd. Great action here. In game 4, they go end to end, and we're tied at 3 still. And jammed around the glass, around to the near side. Chelios trying to get around Lemieux. Game tied at 3. And Stanton battling against Brent Sutter. 11 seconds left. The Hawks keep the pressure on in the Penguin zone. What you want to do is just try and get it out of the area if you can. The Hawks dig for it, and Graham, shouldered by Ulf Samuelsson, and off the puck he goes, and the period will end. And we are right where we started. We are all tied. Pretty good hockey. Both clubs getting goals in that first period. And if you like scoring in the Stanley Cup playoffs, we had a lot of it there in the 20 minutes of action. We'll return. The game tied. Pittsburgh and Chicago at 3. Well, it's just like we started at 7:42. That's the time they officially listed the game to start here. Chicago time. And we start the second period at 8:51. And it's a brand new game. It's 3-3. And Stanton of the Penguins from the face-off. Penguins moving right to left, shoots it off the boards and up into Chicago territory. Igor Kravchuk being pressured by Tocchet. They'll collide, and the puck lifted around right point, and a shot by the Penguins deflected. Stevens in the corner. Chelios muscles him out of the way and delivers it over to Brent Sutter. Brent Sutter works with Brian Marchment, who plays the left wing on this line, and Dirk Graham. And Graham steps up into the Penguin zone, but he can't get to it. And Samuelsson is drawing kind of an assignment on now. Dirk Graham here. Heavy hit by Tocchet on Kravchuk again back in the Chicago zone, and Chelios peels away. 2 Penguins are trapped. Look out. Here's Graham with 3 goals. All 3 Chicago tallies here in this game. Losing the puck to Shell Samuelsson. Ulf Samuelsson and Lemieux bursting back into the Chicago end. Drop pass to Kevin Stevens. In front got a man Tocchet, and he can't ram it home. Now Stevens in the corner sends it right in front. Here's Tocchet right there. He shoots and a score. The Penguins take the lead. Rick Tocchet, I think, got it out the glove of Dominic Hasek. And the Penguins have regained the lead. They lead 4-3. Oh, go ahead. Make my day. Rick Tocchet in front. Hasek, I think, got a piece of it, Paul, but he was able to get it by him. And the Penguins regain the lead 58 seconds into period number 2.
Well, Lemieux and Tocchet and Stevens were on the ice for all of Graham's goals in the first period. And so were Roberts and Murphy. So what the Penguins did was go back with Stanton and Ulf Samuelsson on the ice with those 3 to start the game, the period I should say, and then they took Paul Stanton off and put Shell Samuelsson on. This line made something happen.
Right point, Chelios. Chelios goes to Roenick in the near corner. Put it back behind the net to Robbie Brown, who's belted hard by McEachran. Brown keeps on working. Now McEachran knocked him down. Here to the near side, Larmer's got a man wide open. Here's Marchment shooting now off the stick of Barrasso. He was wide open from 35. Chelios into the play. Stanton rides him all the way into the glass, and will take him off his skates. Robbie Brown trying to get it away from Murphy. Murphy's knocked down. The play goes over to Tocchet and on to McEachran, who's tired right now. McEachran up to center. Will he keep going? He shot the puck, and it went off Larmer. He probably should have just dumped it into the zone. Now he's going to chase off and get Lemieux will get on. The puck into the Penguins in. It comes over to Tocchet, up to Lemieux, one-on-one against Kravchuk. Here's Lemieux left side, trying to belt around, good around him, comes in on goal, a shot, and it's stopped by Hasek, who got his glove down to make the save. And Igor Kravchuk looked up, and that time he had to go one-on-one against Mario Lemieux. McEachran steps up to center now with Bourque and Jagr, so Jagr taking off the Trottier line as they watch the Hawks steer it to the Penguins in 4-3. It goes over to Mateau, and his heavy shot blocked, and he picks a whack at McEachran. Play continues off the left wing side, and Goulet put it behind the net. Noonan can't come up with it. Phil Bourque of the Penguins has it, and he trickles it off the sideboards and back to Chicago territory. Dominic Hasek, the Chicago goaltender, lets Kravchuk take it. 11:03 left here in the second period. The Penguins are leading 4-3 in Game 4. They led 1-0. Were tied. They led 2-1. They were tied again. Led 3-2, and the Hawks came back to tie them. And Tocchet put them ahead in the second period. We've had no other scoring besides that goal. Murphy to the Chicago end. Spin to the right wing corner. Lemieux shoots it towards the net. Mateau got his leg on that. Here come the Hawks now stepping up, but they can't get anything going. And wristed back to the Penguin goal, and Barrasso will leave it for Gordy Roberts. Roberts could not get it out. Chelios in deep, put it in front to center, and his shot on top of the stick of Barrasso. Made a key save on Brent Sutter there. Jagger's pass to Lemieux, one man to beat Steve Smith. Lemieux takes the puck into the Chicago end, makes a move on Smith, comes down, backdoor pass to Stevens. Oh, what a save by Hasek on Kevin Stevens. That might be the save of the night as Dominic Hasek stopped Kevin Stevens on a brilliant move by Lemieux. 8:28 left here in the second period. Pittsburgh 4 and Chicago 3. Jaromir Jagr left the ice, went off to the Penguin dressing room, but it did not appear to be an injury. Left with equipment manager Steve Lattin. Graham hustles back, coming to the Penguins end. Dirk Graham, who has scored all 3 Chicago goals in this game. Now Brian Trottier knocking down Marchman in the play to the far corner of the Penguins end. And McEachran steers it up over to Trottier on the center with a speed. Now here comes McEachran flying down the right wing. Chicago in. Moves it against, and he shoots. The puck is stopped by Hasek. Boy, he made a nice move on Chelios. Surprised him by shooting, but Hasek was alert to make the save. And Chicago's Dirk Graham comes slowly now through center. Lost the puck to McEachran again, who forced it back into the Chicago zone. Makes a play and shoots it right off the glove of Hasek. McEachran with a great shift here for the Penguins right now. And Stu Grimson now going rink wide. Graham's got to be dead tired. He's going to go to the bench. And the puck's going to be whistled out of play, apparently, with 7:46 left here in the second period. Ronnie Francis winning the faceoff. Left point, Gordy Roberts will take a slap shot that missed the target. And Jeremy Roenick of the Hawks looking for Brian Noonan. Noonan, Gilbert on either side now for Jeremy Roenick. Gilbert comes on to Roenick, shooting in front, deflected in! The Hawks have tied it. Brian Noonan, it was off his body and deflected by Barrasso. Tommy knew it immediately. He didn't even have to wait for the light to come on. I think it hit Noonan in the chest, or Noonan in the chest, and went in. The game is tied. Unless it hit a Penguin defenseman, that might be a possibility. But the Hawks tie it.
Noonan dumped it to the corner. Roberts had a tough time turning to get back and get it. Phil Bourque was there before Roberts was, and then he was out of position when Roenick got to it. And Noonan had position on Larry Murphy as well and was able to deflect that in. Gordy Roberts just got caught betwixt and between on that play. And you're talking all night early about the fact that the Penguin defense has been able to get back and get on the puck, but that time Roberts was not able to get there. Bourque was there, and then Roberts could not help him out because he was cheating in also to try to get to the puck.
There the Hawks now, and Marchman shooting the biscuit stop. Rebound, he puts it on, and Barrasso stops that one too. It's all Chicago right now. They've come on strong here in the second period. Steve Smith will whack it around to the near boards. And Stevens of Pittsburgh is after it. Shot up off the arm of Rick Tocchet. Steve Smith has the puck as he falls down and gets it and guns it right back into the Penguin zone. A bouncing biscuit controlled by Barrasso. Rolf Samuelson lead it up to Kevin Stevens. Looks for a breaking Lemieux behind Chelios. Lemieux to the left side. Comes against Hasek. Shoots it and he stopped him with a stick. Lemieux is decked by Steve Smith and play will continue. Steve Smith taking Lemieux down.
I don't know what game Andy's watching.
Here comes Lorimer, drilling one right to the goal, and that stop. And now Tocchet is upended by Jocelyn Lemieux. 3:35 left here in the second period. And now we're tied at 4. And Rod Buskus brings it through to center. On to the Pittsburgh end, and Rolf Samuelson bounce it away up the sideboards back into Chicago territory. And the Hawks have command of it, and they bring it on to center circle. Buskus will shoot it in off the glove of Larry Murphy, and Murphy returns, shouldered by Brian Noonan. Stevens finding Tocchet. Lemieux wanting the puck, and he gives it to him at the Chicago line. But Kravchuk lost it now in front. Here's Lemieux. In on goal is backhander. Stopped by Hasek. Great save again by Dominic Hasek on Mario Lemieux. And he gave more moves than Mae West on that one, but Hasek again continues to sparkle to stop Mario Lemieux. Now the Hawks come back on the rush, and here's Jocelyn Lemieux to the Penguins end, right side of Graham. His shot blocked by Ulf Samuelsson. It comes around to Brian Noonan, left wing boards. Lemieux has had a couple of key chances against Dominic Hasek, but he has been spectacular in stopping Lemieux, particularly on the stick hand side. Mario's going to have to give him a little different look. Here's Lemieux again. He got around Chelios. Knocked down, though. Feed it ahead to Stevens, and a great play around Hasek, and Hasek challenges him to come out and knock it away. Dominic Hasek, another big goaltending effort to stop Kevin Stevens as Lemieux went diving to make the play to Stevens, and Dominic Hasek gambled and gambled right, and he does not allow Stevens a breakaway chance. Here were the Hawks, right side. Roenick now in the Penguins' end. Roenick goes over and a pass off Larmer's skates. Lemieux gets it. Now he lost it. Chelios shoots it, blocked by Stevens. And that hurt the Penguin left winger. The Hawks step right back to the Penguin line. Are they onside? Yes, they are as they go into the Penguin zone, but they give it away to Kevin Stevens, and he'll fire that one all the way back to the Chicago zone. Chelios lifted right wing to Steve Larmer of Chicago. His pass off the skate of Ronnie Francis. Steve Smith of the Blackhawks to Roenick on the far side to Chelios. Lemieux has put on the Ritz here in this hockey game, but Dominic Hasek has answered him in the second period. And we're down to 16 seconds left as the Hawks carry to the Penguin near corner. Larmer's pass right by everybody, and it comes all the way back to Chicago territory, and it looks as though we'll go to the third period tied again in an even hockey game. Brent Sutter to Steve Larmer. Larmer's slap shot blocked by Ulf Samuelsson, and time runs out. That's the end of two. We've seen a lot of great action in this game so far, and guess what? We still have a whole lot more to go. On the Foodland Hot Shot contest, Reverend John Campbell of Gibsonia on the line, $900 worth of groceries, and Kevin Stevens, Reverend's goal scorer here in the third. So we begin the third period tied, as we have all periods so far. 0-0 to start the first, and then 3-3 at the end of one, 4-4 at the end of two. And immediately the Hawks are guilty of an offside play entering the Penguin zone. So this is a Chicago team that so far in this series has not scored a goal in the third period of any of the games to date. And Steve Smith of the Hawks controls the puck. Smith's pass over to Brian Marchment. Marchment lost control of it. Here is a pass by Tocchet to Lemieux against Chelios down the left side. Push it right to the net, and it's stopped by Hasek. Lemieux's given him every look he has, and Dominic Hasek has been able to stop him so far.
Every one of those shots by Lemieux has been a low shot, and he's pretty tough down low with those pads away. He can spread them out. He's probably going to have to beat him up high. Stevens had him beat, but he was able to get that butt end of his stick on the shot by Stevens in the second period.
Dirk Graham now fires it inside the Penguin line, and Jimmy Pack stops the play. Mario Lemieux takes his pass and winds it back into the left wing corner of the Chicago zone. Defensively, Igor Kravchuk of the Hawks passing over to Chris Chelios. On the play to Roenick, who flies through the alley. Going to Mateau, and his shot off of Brasso. He made the save off his shoulder as he juggled it. Now cleared it away in the far wing. McEachran of Pittsburgh trying to clear the puck out. He can't do it right now. The Hawks dig it free. Mateau wind it back in front, and Barasso's going to push it off the boards, but not out. Yes, it did come out. Kravchuk put it into the zone. The Penguins have possession. They get it to the blue line, and the Hawks now can't hold on to it. And McEachran flies down the right wing into the Chicago zone. Drop pass to Jagr. Jagr in front, got a man there. Francis backhander, stopped by Hasek, who made the save on Ronnie Francis on the backhand attempt. And Dominic Hasek is coming up tough in goal for the Chicago Blackhawks. Right there in that net for Chicago. And Jagr of the Penguins back on here. He's playing with Bourque and Trottier, but the Hawks take it away, and they wind it down to the near corner of the Penguins in. Trottier looked to get it to Jagr. Here he goes by one man. Kuchera down the right wing. Here's Jagr to the Chicago end. Pulls around. Look, he still has the puck. Goes to Trottier. Shoots it. Hasek to save the rebound. Trottier right in front. Where is it? It's still loose, and Dominic Hasek comes up with it again.
And the Penguins are getting their chances against Dominic Hasek. He's seeing the puck well. He's staying back in his crease. He's really not challenging all that much. Just using his reflexes.
Face off and shot wide by the Penguins one more time. Tocchet put around the net. Here's Stevens shooting, and it's off the side of the goal. Tocchet goes out to Stanton right side. Paul Stanton shoots it, and he missed the cage. Now Steve Smith upsets Rick Tocchet, and the play continues from the far boards. Steve Larmer unable to clear, but the Hawks will get it to Brent Sutter. And Sutter of Chicago turn it over right wing to Chris Chelios, and he'll snap it back in behind the Penguin net. Ulf Samuelsson defensively, looking for Tocchet, out ahead of Lemieux, breakaway by Smith. Here he comes, Lemieux in on goal against Hasek. He shoots it, Hasek robs him again. Great balls of fire. Dominic Hasek throwing, stopping everything the Penguins are throwing at him. They've loaded up the big truck. They brought it into Chicago, and he's cleaning out all the sinks. He's making some fantastic saves. Lemieux trying to go up high, and Hasek said, not this time either. I'll tell you what happens in games like this. Sometimes it's spectacular saves. You keep making them and making them, and then you get kind of a freak goal. And here is Lemieux again with the puck. Lemieux put it in front, took it. It went right by him as Buskas bounced him around. And here come the Blackhawks on the counterattack. Igor Kravchuk can't handle the puck. And again to center ice. Lemieux wants the biscuit. Going to the Chicago end. Marchment trying to ride him off the puck, and he does. Brian Marchment bouncing up by Ulf Samuelsson into Penguin territory. And Ulf Samuelsson looking for Lemieux. Gunning ahead of the Chicago end. Kravchuk had knocked down Tocchet. And the puck free back into the Chicago zone. But Jeremy Roenick comes out of a traffic jam. Got around Lemieux. Roenick is flying. Great hockey here. Roenick on the right side, drop pass for Goulet. He can't shoot it, now turns around, looking to make a play, and he lost the puck to Lemieux, and here is Tocchet up ahead. Lemieux brings it up 2-on-2 to the Chicago end, drop pass to Tocchet. Has Murphy open, he's there, his shot went right over the crossbar. Larry Murphy won a game for the Penguins earlier this year on a similar type of shot. Here's Murphy again, right wing circle, fires it, and he scores! The Penguins take the lead, 5-4. Larry Murphy, I believe, will get the goal, and the Penguins have the lead again, 5-4. Oh, call. Arnold Slick from Turtle Creek. Oh, boy, the Pens just kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and Larry Murphy shot it. I believe he'll get the goal. And the Penguins are up by 1.
He had an identical opportunity earlier. Mario banged Chris Chelios to the boards, got the puck to Tocchet, who made a great play off the boards to wheel it out to Murphy, and that puck sailed into the net and appeared to hit the stick of Sean McEachran.
It might have hit McEachran on the way in. What'd I tell you? All the great saves, and I may have been deflected in.
And it fluttered in underneath the crossbar.
Now the Penguins trying to protect the lead once again. They're up by 1, 5-4. Jimmy Pack drilling up to the Chicago line, and Chelios comes up with a biscuit. He's on the move, and he'll backhand it away on the carom in behind the Pittsburgh net. Barrasso does not go after. Robbie Brown draws in front, got a man there, and a quick shot by Roney. Hit the side of the goal. One of the few times Tommy would not go out and play the puck, and it almost cost him there. Here's Roney passing beautifully to Chelios, slap shot, missed the net, rebound. He came on Barrasso and went wide. Now Jimmy Pack of the Penguins sneaking around the boards. Right side, Chelios guns it towards the goal, blocked by Pack. Here come the Penguins on the other. I think going the other way is Jagr on the right wing, going after the Chicago near corner, and Chelios back, can't find the puck. Neither can Jagr.
That was Robbie Brown who almost scored. He actually got the old cue stick out and poked that puck and almost put it in the net.
Stu Grapson, pretty pass to Hudson. Penguins in, and shot off the stick of Barrasso from 35. Stevens looking to lead it ahead of Lemieux. Intercepted by Kravchuk of Chicago, and it's an old-fashioned shootout here tonight at Chicago Stadium. In Game 4, the Hawks pulling out everything they have and are coming at the Penguins in an offensive way here in this game, and the Penguins lead 5-4. Tocchet, left wing, Lemieux back 2-on-1 with Stevens. Lemieux left side against Buskas, goes to Stevens, and he fanned on the shot from the slot. Now Lemieux behind the net. Mario sets it up, put it right in front of Kravchuk, and it goes right to the goal. And Hasek will grab the puck. Did he hold it long enough? No, it's still loose. We'll keep on going. Now here on the right side, Buskas. And he dumps it ahead, bouncing puck towards the Penguin net, and Shel Samuelsson gains possession of it, the Penguin defenseman. His pass all the way to Chicago territory, wide of Hasek, and Chelios will be back to gain the puck. He must have touched that puck, and Smith now skating to center ice for the Blackhawks. Rip it to the right wing corner, Penguin zone. 12-13 left in the third. The Penguins 5 and the Hawks 4. Jimmy Pack of Pittsburgh. The go-ahead goal here in this hockey game in the third period by Larry Murphy. Here's Francis back now with McEachran 2-on-1. Francis comes in, shoots and scores! Ronnie Francis beats goaltender Hasek like a rented mule. He looked off and beat him on the short side, I believe. And the Penguins now lead 6-4. Ronnie Francis looked off on McEachran, and he drills it home from 30 feet, and now Pittsburgh has a 6-4 lead here in the third.
I don't know. You think the Penguins are getting enough odd man breaks in this hockey game?
The Hawks are pressing. They wanted to take the lead so badly, and he beat him right on the short side.
Francis is so good at coming straight at the goaltender and just rifling the puck past him. He does that all the time. He doesn't really deke or anything. He just makes it look simple. He just drills you, overpowers you. McEachran was coming in on that side. He never even looked at him. Forget it. Well, Ken Dryden, who was a great goaltender of the Montreal Canadiens, said the reason Scotty Bowman was a great coach is because he just let the players decide the game. He let them go out and just play the game. But the fact of the matter is, he does a lot of juggling of his players and lines, and he does have an effect on the outcome of games.
Well, Paul, I'll tell you learn from experience, and certainly he has enough of that. And here's Grimson now near side. Shooter right to that stop. Rebound in front. Score! The Hawks get a goal to make it 6-5. Jeremy Roenick, and they're not out of it yet. Jeremy Roenick comes up with his second goal of the game, and boy, he scores a goal when they need him the most to get them back within one. You got to give the Hawks credit there. They've come right back down to get back within a goal.
Two Penguins in the corner. A weird hop off the, where did it hit? Barasso's stick. It came out. Pack was unable to play it. Roenick got there first and hammered it back into the net. Barasso was already down, so he couldn't get over to stop Roenick.
Penguins won a game against Chicago in here this year. Tied a game at Pittsburgh and won the first game on the road in this final series. They lead the series 3-0, trying to close it out and get the Stanley Cup for the second time in the history of this franchise. And wristed back of the Chicago net, and Dirk Graham will take it. Dirk Graham with 3 first-period goals for the Blackhawks. The hat trick. 6-5 the score, and Graham carries the puck to the Penguin line down the right side against Ulf Samuelsson. Shoots it right to the net. Barasso able to stop that. The rebound pulled in by Murphy of the Pens on to Jagr. Jagr to the left side of the Chicago end. Pulls it around. Busquets comes for the net. He makes the move away from that goal now. Still being pressured by Brian Marchment. Jagr turns away from him. Still controlling the puck. And shoots it behind the goal to Lemieux. Takes the biscuit. Lemieux turns around. Where's he going to go with it? Smith is on him. The Penguins dazzling people with the moves they're making. Look at Lemieux dance with that puck. Mario near side to Loney. Shoots it. Glove by goaltender Hasek. And he holds for a face-off.
It's showtime here at Chicago Stadium. Unbelievable.
The crowd in Chicago will be behind this club right down to the very end. And Brian Noonan, Robbie Brown, and Dirk Graham will be up front with Steve Smith and Rod Busquets paired as the 2 defensemen. The Penguins will counter with Trottier out here against Noonan. Lemieux and Francis. Penguins put 3 center icemen out here. Murphy has the puck from the draw. He is hit by Robbie Brown, but does turn it up the boards, but not out. Gets it back again. And Murphy's going to softly send it back into Chicago ice. They rule Busquets could have played it. No icing. Busquets will be back to take command of it to the right of his own net. 1:45 left here in regulation. Robbie Brown cuts through traffic down the right wing. Lemieux trying to slow him down. Knocks him off his skates. Play goes on. Mario's got the puck. It goes up now to Steve Smith. The backhand's one wide. Still kept in the zone. And Leary Murphy turns it up to Lemieux. Back 2-on-1 with Bourque. Lemieux left side of the Chicago end. Goes to Bourque, but he couldn't take the pass. He was going down that right wing. A left-handed shot, and he wants to get off now, I think, as he pulls back. And it goes to the near corner. No, Bourque will stay on, but he just couldn't take that pass from Lemieux. Chelios forced back into his own end, and a good forechecking effort by Troy Loney. 1:15 to go in regulation. Will Hasek come off here? Chelios shoots it in, and Dominic Hasek stays in the net. Around the far boards, Bourque of the Penguins trying to clear out of his own end. Remember, the Penguins have scored 6 empty net goals this playoff year. 1:02 to go, and they do not pull Hasek as the puck's back to center. Now onto the Penguin zone, and after a Goulet. Knocked down by Shell Samuelsson. Tom Barrasso skates over to get the puck. The Penguins 53 seconds away. Hasek goes off the ice right now. They put the extra attacker on. It'll be Brent Sutter. Goulet in the Penguins in, trying to center. Behind the net it goes. Brent Sutter put it in front. Rooney goes to the left point to Kravchuk of the Hawks. Now back in behind the net. The pass right up the boards to Barrasso, and he pulls it in with that glove and holds on with 39.3 seconds left in regulation. Here's the situation. Face-off. Penguins in to the right of Tom Barrasso. Ryan Trottier. Mario Lemieux, Ron Francis, Ulf Samuelsson, and Larry Murphy, the five-some off of the Pens, plus Barrasso. Brent Sutter, Graham, Goulet, Roenick, Larmer, and Chelios. Chelios planted to the left point. The face-off will be in the left wing circle, and Trottier turns around as the linesman, Scampanello, trying to get people settled in. They drop the puck. Who's going to get it? Murphy. Throw it in behind his own net. Ulf Samuelsson's after it. Empty net down to our right. Played up off the boards, but not out. Steve Larmer played it up a leg, and it carries back to the Chicago zone. 28 seconds left. Chelios pulls back. He'll get it to Roenick. No, went right by. Trottier has it, trying to go to the empty net, and he can't do it. 22 seconds left here in regulation. Chelios steps up. He'll pass to Brent Sutter. Penguins lead 6-5. Roenick with the puck into the Penguins in. Dance around one man. Shoots it, but he missed the net. 13 seconds left. Trottier golf it up. Lemieux's got the puck, and he can't get it out. Right in front of Flexion. Oh, what a save by Barrasso. Right up the play and move. Goulet right in front. 5 seconds to go. Loose around to the far corner. 2 seconds. The Penguins are going to win the Stanley Cup, I believe. Chelios shoots it blocked. The Penguins have won the Stanley Cup. Oh, Lord Stanley, get me the brandy. The Pittsburgh Penguins have won the Stanley Cup. Mike Keenan shaking hands with Scotty Bowman. But the Penguins mob Tom Barrasso as they hold on. I'm telling you, it was that close to being a tie game. Goulet almost tied it for the Chicago Blackhawks as the Penguins celebrate behind the Penguin goal. Look at Tommy Barrasso, second straight year. Steve Lattin, the Pens equipment manager, hugging him. And Larry Murphy, a big squeeze in on Scotty Bowman. And I know somewhere, somebody looking down by the name of Badger Bob Johnson is watching this and enjoying it with all the emotion that he carried to the Penguin squad last year. Unbelievable feeling again for the Pittsburgh Penguins to win the Stanley Cup for the second consecutive year. And they do it by reeling off 11 straight wins in the playoffs, tying a record set by Chicago this year. And the Stanley Cup has been ushered out onto the ice. We will have the traditional handshake in just a moment. The Penguins winning the first two games at home and then winning the Stanley Cup on the road for the second consecutive year. This has been it was a hard-fought series. The Chicago Blackhawks had won 11 straight games prior to this series. And now they've lost 4 straight to the Pittsburgh Penguins. And they have beat a very tough hockey club, the Chicago Blackhawks. Goulet and Lemieux. And again, we still have the Conn Smythe Trophy for the most valuable player of this playoff series, or playoff year, I should add. So now the Stanley Cup will be run out.
And to receive the Stanley Cup for 1992 from NHL President John Ziegler on behalf of his teammates, Penguin captain Mario Lemieux.
So Mario Lemieux will come over and take the Stanley Cup. John Ziegler, the president of the National Hockey League, shaking his hand now. We're having the presentation of the cup at this moment. Lemieux calling for his teammates to come over. Here we go.
Of the Penguins. I wonder, Bob, whether this is the last time Mr. Ziegler will have the honor of doing this, with all kinds of consternation about his employment.
Well, we're picking up the feed of the Hockey Night in Canada right now, so our apologies to you. But here are the Penguins now surrounding that Stanley Cup. They'll go for a skate here at the stadium in Chicago. They've got more wires out there than you could imagine. This is absolutely a great thrill. It really is, no matter if it happens once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times. Look at Scotty Bowman with a big smile, giving a great big hug to Rick Tocchet right now. And there goes Lemieux, carrying the Stanley Cup around. It'll come back to Pittsburgh. And we will have a big day somewhere to celebrate this moment, believe me. And everybody in Western Pennsylvania, and if you're a Penguin fan from wherever you are invited to come down and be a part of the celebration. Rick Tocchet holds it high. Bob Airey, who did not play in Game 3. They're jumping over the television wires now as they come around. Kjell Samuelsson holds it for the first time ever in his career at 6'6", and nobody going to get it from him reaching up. Troy Loney has it. Now the Penguins showing an awful lot of character in this playoff year, and even in this game tonight, winning it once again in the third period against Chicago. Phil Bourque. Well, the Pens have a little bit of history. Not only have they won the Cup once, but twice, and a lot of these players were with the team last year. And Larry Murphy has that cup over his head. And Big Artie lets out that roar that only he can do as he holds it. And there is Jaromir Jagr. 2 years in the National Hockey League, 2-time champion, 20 years of age. Where's McEachran at? Has he held it up yet? The rookie for the Penguins. What a thrill it's got to be for him. He played for the U.S. Olympic team. Paul Stanton. He's been in 2 years in the National Hockey League. 2 Stanley Cups for Paul Stanton. They refer to him today in the Chicago papers as Bob Stanton. Once this year as Frank Stanton on an AP report. Well, it's Paul Stanton. He'll go on the Stanley Cup again. And Brian Trottier, for the 6th time in his career, holds that cup up high. Lemieux will skate off. The Penguins have done it for the 2nd year in a row, and they win it on the road. They don't care where they won it as long as they've captured the biggest prize in hockey, the Stanley Cup. Well, now they've turned them around the other way. They were headed off to the Penguin locker room, but I think what they want to do is take a picture at center ice here, as they did last year in Minnesota, and have everybody gather around and be a part of history. And this is a very special moment for these guys. Believe me, this will be one that you will see. They're going to make sure everybody gets in there, and that's important. Brian Trottier, Mario Lemieux. All right, the 92 Stanley Cup champions, the Pittsburgh Penguins, led by Scotty Bowman, who coached them this year. And they are repeat winners. What a thrill it's got to be. Scotty Bowman, I was going to tell the story in the 3rd period, has gone to the finals 8 times in his career. The first 3 times he lost in the finals. He has now won 6 straight, 5 with the Montreal Canadiens, and now 1 with the Pittsburgh Penguins.